Some really bad news for Disney. A lot of people are pretty aware of kind of the box office disasters that Disney has had this year. The latest one was Tron. I don't know if the Tron movie was it like a part two? Was it a remake? I don't really understand why that Tron movie existed, but it does. And I guess I don't know what to say about it because I had no interest in it for whatever reason. Like I didn't even, I don't know what era. I'm not sure what era you'd have to be in to be like a Tron head. You'd have to, I'm not totally sure. I don't think I ever saw, I think I was too young to see and be impressed by the first Tron movie. And I was too old to care about the remake. But it tanked. It lost, over $100 million. And that is just the start of it. Now Disneyland itself, its world's popularity has plummeted by 26% over the past 5 years. Now, I think a lot of that has to do with pricing. Like it's gotten so expensive to even consider going there. You have to be rich to go to Disneyland. But let's look at this article over at that park place. Walt Disney World popularity plummets by over 26% in just the last 5 years, according to Forbes. Data shows growing interest in Dollywood, which is weird because I don't know where Dollywood is, or what kind of interest. Like, is Dollywood a really big theme park, or is it? I'm confused by it. Like Dollywood, why wouldn't people go to Six Flags? I don't know. I guess maybe Dollywood's like a local thing, or I guess people must be traveling to go there. According to a new Forbes analysis by Caroline Reed, Walt Disney World theme parks have seen a staggering 26% drop in popularity over the last 5 years. Now we're going to get into all this after a super quick word from this video sponsor. Shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, if you aren't using a VPN yet, you're completely missing out, and Private Internet Access is the one I use on all of my devices. If you've been following the news, you see that censorship, websites, apps are getting shut down in certain countries, all sorts of craziness. Well, a VPN helps you never have to worry about that. Private Internet Access also protects you from the prying eyes of hackers, internet service providers, and others that can view your personal data. Perhaps also just as importantly, Private Internet Access allows you to access region-restricted content from all over the world. Streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and more have different library options based on where you're located, and some shows simply cannot be accessed if you're not in the target location. Happens to me all the time. Many sports events also have regional blackouts. Well, VPNs can be a convenient way to make sure you're getting the content that you're paying for. Private Internet Access also allows you to protect an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time, so your entire household with a single subscription. And I've been working with Private Internet Access so long that I have an absolutely massive discount available to my viewers. Link in the description below. Get Private Internet Access today using my link. Save huge, protect your computers, access all the content that you've been paying for, and ensure that your internet is a trend that raises serious questions about the health of Disney's once unbeatable parks division. Quote, holy cow, this is how much Disney has lost to Universal. The graph shows the volume of online searches for Magic Kingdom, which is blue, compared to Universal Florida's red over the past 5 years. It's damning. Let's look at the actual post that shows the graph. Now, this is just showing, I think, Google Trends, meaning like it's at an all-time high. I would still say that Disney is at a relative high, but it is definitely, they're trending separately, which is interesting to me. While major global tourism has rebounded in the post-lockdown era, the data shows the opposite for Disney. Walt Disney World in Florida has seen a double-digit decline in popularity since 2019, with the House of the Mouse slipping far faster than its rivals at Universal Orlando or Dollywood in Tennessee. When you drill down to the numbers, the picture get even bleaker. At Walt Disney World, the most visited theme park on Earth, Magic Kingdom has fallen by 21%, Epcot, which recently completed a years-long overhaul, is down a more modest 4%. Hollywood Studios, home to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land, has dropped a shocking 43%. And Animal Kingdom, once praised for its immersive world building, has seen a collapse of 52%. That one is actually the weirdest to me. I've never been to Animal Kingdom, but isn't it like off in, I feel like it's off in, it's not even like around kind of the major theme park areas. And I'm surprised it's as affected by, by everybody else, or by these trends, because like people like to see animals. So I don't know why it's gone now 52%. These declines come at a time when analysts expected pent-up post-lockdown demand to drive a massive surge in attendance. Instead, Disney's numbers reveal a prolonged cooling of public enthusiasm. Guests are not buying the magic anymore. For decades, Disney's theme parks were recession-proof. Families saved for years to experience the magic. But in recent years, the company's aggressive pricing, paid skip-the-line systems, and shifting cultural messaging may have alienated long-time customers. The introduction of Genie Plus and Lightning Lane, which replaced the free Fast Pass system, drew criticism as fans found themselves paying extra to experience what was once included. Add that to a series of high-profile controversies around the company's political stances, and the result is an erosion of goodwill that no fireworks show can fix. Well, I mean, yeah, I would say that that's probably true. That's probably true. I think price really, more than anything, like Disneyland is no longer for families. It's for like Instagram influencers and pedos. That's who it's really for. And by me, Six Flags used to be an awesome theme park, but now it's been ruined by, how do I say this? It's been ruined by future scientists, youths. It's been ruined. Like, you can't go after dark. It's like a Carnival cruise there. I would never take my wife there. Early morning, it's generally okay. By dinner time, you don't go anymore. Don't go anymore. Even as Bob Iger has promised a renewed focus on the park, Forbes numbers paint a very different picture. One of dwindling popularity and uneven recovery. Disney has maintained record high ticket prices even as wait times shrink and crowd levels visibly drop across the resort. Of course, the ticket price explosion is part of it, and it's helping keep the parks financially stable even as fewer guests attend. Meanwhile, Universal's Florida's parks are weathering the storm with minimal damage. In some cases, none at all. Universal Orlando saw only a 2.5% dip in popularity, and Islands of Adventure held a perfectly steady 0% decline. I don't know what Islands of Adventure is. Is that the one that's attached to it? I'm not really sure. I guess I'm not really sure what that is. And now Universal's new Epic Universe Park, which opened in March 2025, stands poised to flip the script entirely. Early attendance reports show strong numbers, and analysts already expect the park to drive record tourism in Central Florida, much of it siphoned directly from Walt Disney World. Well, to be fair, that's brand new. That park is brand new, so there's probably a good bit of interest in in the park itself. While Disney parks are losing momentum, one Tennessee destination is quietly becoming the new American success story in theme park tourism, and that's Dollywood. According to Google Trends data, public interest in Dollywood has skyrocketed since 2020, climbing from a baseline of just 32 all the way to 93, a 191% increase in just 5 years. In the same period, Walt Disney World searches have steadily declined, reflecting the same cooling trend outlined in the Forbes attendance article. Well, I think that this one's pretty easy to understand. People are like, well, I want to take my kids to a park where women have to use the women's room and men have to use the men's room. And I want to give my money to, somebody who isn't, indoctrinating kids, who isn't like, I think the big interest in Dollywood is probably associated with the fact that it's really not, I mean, I can't name a single controversy that Dollywood's ever been a part of, at least not, you know, that I can think of. You know, once considered a regional attraction, Dollywood is now regularly outperforming Disney World in online interest, a clear indicator where families are choosing to spend their time and money. Dolly Parton's namesake park has leaned into affordability, family-friendly values, and hospitality, all while Disney doubled down on price hikes and upcharges. Dollywood's model emphasizing heart over hype seems to be paying off. While Disney trims entertainment offerings and raises ticket costs, Dollywood continues to add new attractions like Big Bear Mountain and Heart Song Lodge, expanding without alienating its core audience. Well, I think that's, I mean, really, here's the bottom line. A 26% drop in the popularity isn't a blip. It's a red flag. Forbes findings suggest that Disney's U.S. parks are losing the trust and excitement of everyday guests, even as Universal and Dollywood continue to build momentum. I mean, the upshot of that is essentially that there's still plenty of interest in theme parks in America, and it's just that nobody wants to give their money to Disney anymore, which I understand. Just, you know, nobody wants to give their money to a company that, you know, where their kids aren't safe in the bathrooms there, or their wives aren't safe in the bathrooms. If trends continue, Universal Orlando could become America's top tourism destination by the end of the decade, with Dollywood coming into its own as a contender. For Disney, a company that wants to find family entertainment, that would be an unthinkable reversal of fortune. Well, I mean, I don't find that to be very surprising. I mean, if we go back to 2024, growth at Magic Kingdom had already basically dropped down to just 0.7% year over year increase. If you look at some of these bigger, like Disneyland Park in Paris was down 1%. Universal Islands of Adventure, Orlando was down 5% year over year. Shanghai Disneyland was up 5%. This is not like huge growth, but I mean, it's not like nobody's going there. Millions and millions of Americans still go there. But generally, when you look at these Google searches and what they may represent, or web traffic, what that may represent is the fact that the future numbers are not looking good. You don't research Disney and then go to Disney the next day. You research Disney and then you go in like a year or two. So the future is looking very dire for Disney. And it's unfortunate, but it's essentially exactly what they did to themselves. You get what you deserve, and I'm absolutely happy to report it.